Welcome to another video of The Flash, Mark Waid's Flash Run, and today we're checking out issue number 72, which is the conclusion to the criminal element. Now, if you had not seen the previous video where we went over how Wally West, he's going up against this new villain who's like the new Dr. Alchemy, who's calling himself the Alchemist, and what we saw was Wally is pretty much protecting this guy named Mo Migalai. Now, Mo Migalai, he's pretty much like a jailhouse lawyer. He actually helped out 12 different prisoners and got them off, right? Now, the Alchemist is the 13th person. Now, Mo screwed the Alchemist, and now the Alchemist is trying to kill Mo. But Wally is tasked on protecting Mo. But what happened was Wally tried to save him from a blast, and now he's been turned into gold, which is a big deal because he's stuck in place, he can't run. Now, what also makes this worse, what ups the stakes, is that Wally has to be at the train station and Keystone City by 2 o'clock. And why is that? Because his relationship with Linda Park is at stake. He's been doing all these adventures, going with Hal Jordan, the Green Lantern, doing all these cool adventures that I've been explaining on this channel, that he's forgotten about his relationship. He barely shows up, they barely hang out, and Linda's starting to question it. So, she gave him an ultimatum, right? Like, hey, show up at the train station or I'm gone forever. She's going to Midway City. So, will Wally establish, will he actually save his relationship with Linda Park? Will he stop the Alchemist? Well, you're gonna find out right now. But guys, also to address something, there will be another Wally West Flash video coming this Sunday. I'm just doing this one right now because we didn't do one this previous Sunday. And the reason because that was because I was trying to get a mic, make the audio of all these videos better, and I've been adjusting a few things in the channel, alright? So bear with me. But yeah, you get this video today and another one coming this Sunday, which is another awesome storyline, which I won't reveal yet. But yeah, guys, if you're ready, let's dive into The Flash number 72. We see at Channel 4 News, and the host says, "You saw it with your own eyes. He was Flash, the fastest man alive, until a supervillain with the power to transmute the elements turned him into a gleaming golden statue. His heart-stopping tragedy and TV ads finest on Fernando Live." And that's when we see these different workers come by. They say, "Did you see it? Did you see that? This could have been you or me." And the other worker says, "But the way Flash ran like that caught the blast meant for us. What a guy he is." And the other guy says, "Was lest you know some way of changing him back, yow." The guy touches the Flash and it burns his hand because the Flash is very hot at the moment. What is he doing? What is Wally doing to get out of this golden statue? That's when the man says, "My hand." And the other man says, "You should put something on that." And the other worker says, but what's he doing so hot?" And the other worker says, "I don't know, Ralph, but unless I miss my guess, you can ask him yourself." And we see Wally break out of the gold and you hear a whoom. And the Fernando says, "Flash, you're alright." And Wally says, And Fernando, the host, says, "That man in the hood, we thought he killed you." And Wally says, No, such luck. His power can't affect the complex compounds of the human body. The best he could do was to turn the nitrogen in the air into a solid gold body bag. Fortunately, I had one deep breath to draw on, and just enough room in there to vibrate my way to safety. Now, Fernando asks, "But who was that masked man?" And Wally says, "Remember Dr. Alchemy? Could transform the elements with the Philosopher's Stone? Squirrely little guy." And Fernando says, "That was him?" And Wally says, "Nope, that was his successor. Same powers, different attitude. This one's not squirrely, he's just mean." Now Wally runs off and you hear a whoosh. Now Wally runs as fast as he can through the rain. He looks at his watch because he knows that he has to be at the train station by 2 o'clock or his relationship with Linda Park will be gone forever. So he keeps running, but these conditions of rainy weather is not helping him at all. Now he sees the Alchemist, but we shift to the train station, right? And we see Linda. She's with one of her friends, and the friend says, "Geez, Linda, this is all you need?" And Linda says, "I'll have the rest sent. All she has is a bag." And the friend says, "Gonna miss you, kid. I know Midway City News 4 made you some offer, but hey, we need you too. Can anyone say anything to make you reconsider?" And Linda says, Just Wally, but he can't find the time. Frankly, Barb, Keystone City is just another TV market. What made it special was him. And the friend says, I'm sorry, I thought you two were, well, kind of a thought, hell, I don't know, were you friends or what? And Linda says, good question, same one I asked him. I'm a newswoman, I need facts. Are we friends? Good. More than friends? Great. I could deal with either. It's this limbo stuff that's killing me. Well, I've given him a fair chance. If he wants to tell me where we stand, he knows where to find me. And she walks into the train. Now we shift, and we see the Alchemist on top of Mo Migalai. Wally runs up, and the Alchemist says, where is it, Migalai? And Mo says, I don't know, I swear. And that's when Wally touches his hand on the Alchemist. But the Alchemist is just cut in half. He's gone. It's a fake. You hear a zing. Now Wally starts running around, and he sees the real Alchemist with Mo. And Wally then runs toward the Alchemist, but the Alchemist blasts him with the Philosopher's Stone. And you hear a wham, a crack, and Wally is shot back by this blast. Wally keeps running, tries to avoid getting hit by rain and lightning at the same time. Now Wally keeps running. He makes it through this alleyway, and he comes upon Mo. Mo jumps onto his back, and Mo says, Flash, where you been? And Wally says, don't push me, Mo, and he keeps running away from the Alchemist. Now that's when Wally says, come with me. Obviously, Alchemy wants you alive, more than he wants me dead, so let's take advantage this way. And Mo says, ooh, big superhero man using me to hide behind? And Wally says, saving your life. And that's when they run to this parking lot. And Mo says, how's about just sticking me somewhere you can't find me? And Wally then drags him to the back of this parking lot and says, fine. How about the bottom of a river? No, you'd only bob to the surface with my handprints around your neck. So that's out. We'll be safe in here for the moment now, while I grab a breath. How about answer a question for me? Where is it, Mo? And Mo, acting stupid, says, where's what? And Wally says, whatever alchemy is after. I don't know what it is, but I think I can guess. Let's walk through the facts. Alchemy, Enstrom, was jailed for stealing a prototype medical computer at its size. It was the micro-miniature marvel of the age. Though the police nailed him, they never recovered the prototype. Enstrom befriended you while you were doing time. Makes sense. Mo Mouthpiece Migalai was the right guy to know. As a jailhouse lawyer, you'd reopened and retired 11 cases. And Mo says 12 actually. And that's what Wally continues. 12 cases. 12 men who owed their newfound freedom to you. Enstrom figured on being number 13. And Mo says, that's right. But when I couldn't do nothing for him, he got sore. He sprung himself, and now he wants revenge. What a misguided. And Wally says, you know what I least like about you, Migalai? And Mo says, what? And Wally says, please. That was a rhetorical question. What I like least about you is your insufferable ego. That you think everyone around you is really that stupid. Do I look like I was born yesterday? Where is it, Migalai? That's a quote. Enstrom wants the microcomputer. Back in jail, he made the mistake of telling you where he hid it. And Wally continues. Once he did, you intentionally botched his case. Left him behind bars and claimed it for yourself after you're free. That's why Enstrom hates you, and that's why he's after you. You stashed his loot, haven't you? And Mo says, no, you gotta believe me. And no way would I do that. And he hears from the window, liar. And you see that Alchemist, he bangs on the window, he starts to blast. Wally then grabs onto Mo, and they start to run out. And the entire parking lot, all these cars get hit by the Philosopher's Stone. And you hear a crash, you hear a ka-choom, a vroom, a ka-choom, and you hear all these different explosions. Wally and Mo Migalai barely get away. Now, Mo says, as they're getting out of the parking lot, I'm gonna die. And Wally says, not yet, Mo. Not unless I let him turn your ugly head into aluminum. And that's when he continues. And don't think the thought hasn't crossed my mind. That's when we see a blast from above, a bazak. And Mo points above at the top of a building, and he says, he's up there, on top of that building. And Wally says, I see him, Mo. and he sees us. And Mo says, can you get to him? Can ya? And Wally says, maybe. But it's gonna be tricky. I haven't tried this stunt in a while, and these aren't the best of conditions. So cross your fingers. Wally starts to run. He runs up the building. But the rain is making it hard for him. The rain is stopping him from getting enough friction. But then the Alchemist shoots a couple blasts and actually allows Wally to get a lot of friction. He runs up the building fast and he knocks Dr. Alchemy with a big punch to the face. Yeah, wham! The Alchemist loses the Philosopher's Stone and he's knocked out. Wally has him in his hand. Mo Migalai then says, pow, pow, one shot! You jammed him. Would you believe it? And Wally says, it's my job. With that, I could throw you in prison right behind him. And Mo says, me? Mo Migalai, your partner? Your buddy? You wowed me. And Wally says, oh please. You know I have no doubt that you've hidden that microcomputer someplace perfectly safe. No doubts. Bad news is, I also have no evidence, which means that for now, you're off the hook. And I hate that. Now, that's when Wally says, officer, can I leave these men with you? And Mo says, what? You going somewhere? Wally looks at his watch. And Wally says, not that it's any of your business, but yeah, I had to make the train station before, and you hear a bong, you hear another bong, and Wally looks up. He says, 2 o'clock? I don't believe it. This watch is slow. Some precision instrument you gave me here, Mo. What flea market did you swipe it from? And Mo says, you're right. It's a piece of junk. Worthless. I'm embarrassed. I ever gave it to you. What was I thinking? Give it back? I'll throw it away? Come on, give it back. And Wally says, funny. You're real wound up tight about this watch thing. Too wound up, unless... Mo, I think you tipped your hand. And Mo says, why don't I take you a look at? And Wally opens up the watch and sees the microchip, the microcomputer. He says, hello, and what have we in here? Taped to the inside casing. Could it be a little bitty microchip? Could it be something with the electronic field powerful enough to screw up the clockworks in the watch? Could it be, oh I don't know, the stolen microcomputer? And Mo, with his hands out, says, what? In the watch I gave you? Would you believe it? I can't imagine. And Wally then gets the cuffs, and he arrests Mo Migalai. While he says, too late, Migalai, too late. Oh, I love it when justice triumphs. It makes me all tingly. Officer, take them away. And he tosses the watch to the officer, and the officer says, sure, you coming in to prefer charges? And Wally says, later. Right now, I got a train to catch. And Wally runs away. Now we see Wally. He's trying to make it to the train station. It's 2:02. Linda Park has gotten onto the train. Wally runs in. He gets inside the train. And Linda gets on the tip of her toes. And she sees Wally. And the cowl is off. And Wally says, don't go. And Linda says, oh, suddenly now. And Wally says, I've been a dope. And Linda says, now you show up. And Wally says, I've left you hanging. And Linda says, where were you when? And Wally says, you need to know. And they kiss. And that's when they both say, wow. And Linda says, why didn't we ever do that before? And Wally says, I was going to ask you too. And that's when he says, why don't we go somewhere? And Linda says, and talk about this? Oh yeah, can you get us? And Wally says, off this train? I think so. Let's. And Linda says, get moving, okay? She's happy. They're back together, and he runs out of the train station, or runs out of the train, right, with her in his arms. And Linda says, but wait, they're expecting me in Midway City. What do I tell them? And Wally says, tell them the truth. Tell them you got carried away. And they run away back to Keystone City. And that's how we conclude the criminal element. Now guys, this is a very great issue. I really enjoyed it, mainly because the whole relationship between Wally and Linda is one of the best relationships in the entire DC universe, and it's established here, so it makes this entire issue very important. So that was a really great ending to the issue, and added a lot of tension and stakes to the entire conflict. Now guys, Mo McLean, I like this character. He caused trouble, he caused this whole thing, and he was actually kind of interesting too. And how Wally figured out that he was playing him and that Mo actually had the stolen microchip in the watch was very clever and wrapped up the whole Alchemist conflict in a very cool note. Now, the final battle though, with Wally against the Alchemist, where Wally just runs to the building and punches him in the face, was super epic. And I really liked it, guys. Probably, actually, other than the Linda Park and Wally stuff, it was the best stuff in the Alchemist storyline. Just seeing Wally run up the building. Like, that's just, I always get the kicks for seeing Flash just run up the building at, like, super light speed and punch a villain. Like, that's always awesome. But yeah, guys, overall, the art was well done, the writing was really cool, and I'm going to give this issue an 8.5 out of 10, another solid issue in this entire run. And guys, stay tuned. Next video, we'll be going over issue number 73 and 74. That video will be coming out this Sunday, so get ready, guys. What do you think about Wally and Linda Park's relationship? I'd like to know all you guys' thoughts down below, and yeah, thanks for watching, and peace out.